things I think all parents want to know is how do we lead and parent our kids with the hope of stability, but also future friendship. I look at my kids and I'm like, man, I love you so much. I think you're awesome. I have to parent these moments, but my hope is to have a long lasting friendship with my children as adults. So I think that your new book really ties into this. And I would love just to hear your thoughts on that. How do we lead and parent our kids with that hope?
Well, I think first of all, we parent each of our kids differently, don't we?
Yeah.
Their personalities are so different, and their love languages, their Myers-Briggs, their Enneagram number, you name it. Yeah. I've learned that you have to parent them very differently. So that's a starting point. I love what Oswald Chambers said, let God be as original with others as he was with you. And so I want to be really careful that I don't inflict myself on others. Or I often say, the way that I parent, this is not prescriptive, it's descriptive of just, I'm a data point of one. So I want to say that up front. I think over time, you cultivate more of a friendship. One way that you do that is you trust that your kids have a conscience that's being formed. And if you have to be present, if you have to helicopter all the time, you're going to be in trouble because your kids are going to be away from you more and more and more. So I think one key to parenting is really informing that conscience in a way that you start to give them more decisions. Hey, it's your decision to make. Now, the decision whether or not to go to junior high or not, that's already been made. No, you need to go to school. Yeah. But I think, even with, say, extracurricular activities, at some point, you've got to let your kids make those decisions. And even then at some point, whether or not to go to a party with this friend or that friend, at some point, you got to begin to trust their conscience, trust the Holy Spirit in them. You also need to know when they're lying to you. And so, I mean, Jeanette, isn't it crazy that, does parenting not necessitate the spiritual gift of discernment?
My
wife makes fun of me because we're here in DC. We live on Capitol Hill, and about the 12th time that my oldest son said that the metro broke down and that's why he missed curfew, my wife kind of leaned into me, and I'm pretty believing, and she was like, "Do you really think that the metro just always right around curfew just stops working, and that's why he's late?" And we kind of chuckle at that because you want to believe the best. You want to fill the gaps with positive assumptions. But I think part of friendship is giving more and more trust and kind of standing on level ground. And it's a process, and it's age dependent and maturity dependent for sure.